Welcome to my... Son of a bitch. Hey guys, until somebody picks me up to sponsor me like a VPN or whatever, this video is sponsored by me. That's my merchandise, bunch of stuff, whatever. Links in the description down below. Enjoy the video. That was my foot on like the wheelie part of the chair. Such issues. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm doing my TBR list for December, starting with a bunch of rereads that I meant to do reviews for, but I didn't because I don't remember shit anymore. First one, What We Forgot to Bury by Marin Montgomery. It is a thriller. This one was about a woman and a younger girl, I think like 17 or something. And there's like some secrets and... Anyways, I thought it was pretty good. I don't know why I wrote down that I thought it was roughly a 3.5. I have a feeling I liked it a little bit better than that, but just off of memory, that's kind of what I remembered. Berkley Street by Ripley. I have it written down as a gothic suspense story, which, yeah, it was like this ghost story of like a haunted mansion. I really liked that story a lot. I put it down on here that I think it was roughly a 4-star book, but when I made this list yesterday, that's what I thought. But today I'm thinking I probably liked it a bit more than that. We'll see. So I'm going to reread that one. Thief River Falls by Brian Freeman. Also a thriller. I put it down as a 4.5. That one, it was a mother and her son. And like some shit was going down in town. Kind of like a contemporary thriller. And she was a writer. Yeah, something like that. And I think I really liked that one too. Maybe not so much the ending on it, because I do remember the ending. But see, I don't remember enough of them to give them like my detailed review, and I kind of like the way I do reviews. And I don't like leaning too far away from it. Anyways, so yeah. Now this one I read a while ago. Oh, the next one too I did. But I know I really kind of liked it. The Heiress of Linn, Hagh. I'm gonna Hagh. That's it. By Charlton. Put it down as a mystery. And I think I read it like late last year sometime. But, so it's like Detective Lavender. So it's kind of like a Sherlock type story. Maybe like, I don't know if it's Victorian times, maybe Edwardian. I'm gonna go with Victorian. Yeah, I don't think it's that far back. So, yeah, and like the heiress is missing, and Detective Lavender has to go find her. And I think I really liked the way it was woven together. I put on here that probably a 4, so we'll see. The next one that I'm reading is called Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. This one, oof. Okay, so this is part of his Space trilogy. I don't know if you've read it or not. So it's Out of the Silent Planet, and then it's followed by Paralandra, and then the third one is That Hideous Strength. And let me just tell you, I read this one maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little less. And I read Paralandra like shortly after it because I bought all 3 of them together, right? But I never read That Hideous Strength because Paralandra, it messed me up, okay? Like, it totally just screwed my brain up because the danger, the evil, like he did such a good job of embodying literary evil. Like the evil wasn't literary, but in literary terms he embodied evil. C.S. Lewis did in that second book, that I was just like, fuck this whole series, I'm not reading it. But I want to finish the series, so I'm gonna reread this. I've already started last month reading this, and then I stopped. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it. So I want to finish this. I mean, it's really not that thick at all, right? What is it? It's 160 pages. Yeah. No big deal, right? So I can read that, no problem. So that one, I'm gonna read that. And I had written on here 4.5 stars, whatever. Okay, so now I have 2 other books that I ordered, which I'm really, really excited about. So first one is this one, King Peggy. Okay. And this one is from the author Eleanor Herman. Well, Eleanor Herman, this is the first book I ever read of hers. All right, Sex with the Queen. Oh my gosh. I love this book so much. And when she talks about like how she wanted to be an author and her whole little background story, not only is her writing style on this nonfiction book, like, damn, I wish all history teachers were like her, right? So not only that, but her personally telling her story, like she's just, I don't want to say flowery, yes, but just so, oh, I love her. I love her. Okay. Nonfiction. She's my Bertree Small. Okay. Like I stand her. Anyways. So when I read that book, I was like, oh yeah, she has also Sex with Kings, which I own that as well. And I was going to put that on my TBR, but I was like, okay, let's not be too ambitious because I kind of decided I want to do like a bunch of videos this month and, we'll just see how that shit goes. Right. We'll see. Anyways, so this one, King Peggy. This is a real life story of an American secretary who basically like one day it was like just Princess Diaries. I am holding this like way everywhere. I'm so sorry. You know, I'll just take a picture of it and put it up here. So it says an American secretary, her royal destiny, and the inspiring story of how she changed an African village. Dude, like it was like Princess Diaries for her. Her uncle passed away. He was the king of a village. And basically like, hey, you come on down. Right? So, that's what this is. Like, okay, so I'm going to read the back to you. I don't know if you're interested or not, but here it says, the charming true life fairy tale of an American secretary who discovers she has been chosen king of an impoverished fishing village on the west coast of Africa. Should I continue? King Peggy chronicles the astonishing journey of American secretary Peggy Linn Bartels, who suddenly finds herself ruler of a town of 7,000 people on Ghana's central coast, half a world away. Upon arriving for her coronation in beautiful Atuam, she discovers the dire reality. There's no running water, no doctor, no high school, and many of the village elders are stealing the town's funds. Sorry. To make matters worse, her uncle, the late king, sits in a morgue awaiting a proper funeral in the royal palace, which is in ruins. Peggy's first 2 years as king of Atuam unfold in a way that is stranger than fiction. In the end, a deeply traditional African town is uplifted by the ambitions of its decidedly modern female king, and Peggy is herself transformed from an ordinary secretary to the heart and hope of her community. Dude, I'm excited about this one. I've wanted to get it, and then like I was looking through my wish list, and I was like, I remember putting this book in my wish list like years ago, but never did nothing with it. And then I was like, damn, let me buy it, right? Got it, and I cannot wait to read it. Then this one, They Told Me to Come by Souad Mekhennet, I think. And it's So I Was Told to Come Alone, My Journey Behind the Lines of Jihad. So I was listening to NPR again a while ago, and I was blown away by what she was saying. So this is a journalist who was basically, if my memory serves me correctly, was allowed access behind jihadi lines, right? And she was allowed to like talk to leaders of these like guerrilla groups and rebel groups and whatever. And they didn't kill her or hold her prisoner. They allowed her to interview them. And it just, the way she was talking about it on this interview that she did with NPR, I was like, okay, I have to get that book. So this too has been sitting in my wish list. And Yeah. Here's one review. It says, I Was Told to Come Alone reads like a thriller as Souad Mekhennet takes us on a journey into the heart of the Muslim world. Mekhennet is a Western journalist who is female and Muslim, which gives her access that few reporters can match. Through her eyes, we see how terrorism develops and that it produces no winners on either side. Her insights are sobering but deeply wise and especially urgent today. So that doesn't sound as exciting as what I heard on the radio. But that makes me remember this other story that I'd read, which I did a review on. I didn't do one on here, obviously, because I only just started doing that sort of thing. But it was called something. And hopefully right here, editing me puts it in this area. But it was so good. So it was like the guy, it was kind of like, I want to say it was like based on a real person who was like a Muslim man from, what's that, like Norway. And he ended up basically getting like seduced by the idea of ISIS. And he went to Syria and like joined ISIS. And then he's like telling his story in this book. And he's telling it as if there's a reporter asking him questions, but you don't hear the reporter, right? You don't hear like, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, sure. No, I don't think so. Okay, so like that, right? Like as if he's having a conversation with somebody, but that person, you can't hear what they're asking. It's hard. The writing style is really unique for me. I thought it was good. But it just really made you just feel like, oh, I see how this person like fell into that extreme ideology, right? You know, like super good. I'll put that over here because that's what that book reminds me of. Whereas, okay, so that book that I read was like borderline fiction because it's not exactly like they don't say who the person is. You kind of get the idea that they were talking to somebody real, but whatever. That's just off of memory. And again, it's been a little while. Anyway, the other two books that I'm going to read. Oh, and by the way, so these two books, the two that I just showed you, I haven't read either one of them. So those are new to me. Okay. And then two other new books that I'm going to read. So basically I'm only reading like 4 books that are new, but I'm rereading those other ones that I listed. So I can review them. It'll be like, yeah, they're rereads. I don't know how else to explain that. Anyways, so from November first reads, there was a book called Open House by Katie Sise. Fiction. I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea. I don't remember. I just said, hey, I got to read something, right? All right, pick something. And I picked it. And then there's another one that's An Uncollected Death. My lips are so dry. Oh my God. Hey, at least I'm clean. Okay, I showered before I did this video. So you're welcome for that. An Uncollected... Oh my God. Back is killing me. An Uncollected Death by Meg Wolfe. Also fiction. Also new to me. I don't think that's a new book though. Like the first reads one, I think that's a fairly new published one. I don't know, but An Uncollected Death, all I can remember is I think it's a historical fiction. That's all I got. So anyways, yeah, little rough around the edges on this whole thing, but I'm just surprised I actually was able to sit through and somewhat vocalize what the hell I was trying to say. Hopefully when I edit this, it'll be better. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Actually, hopefully I'll be back next week because next week I want to do a review on 2 books that disappointed me, which are going to make me cry. No One's Home by D.M. Pooley and Shit. Oh, The Haunting of Bryn Wilder by Wendy Webb. Both of them. Such high expectations, very disappointing. And I'm going to do, what do they call that? Like when you actually put spoilers in it? Yeah, that's what I'm doing for next week's video. So I decided for Booktube, I'm going to be doing Tuesdays. So if you want more content like this, where I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I'm talking about books because I love them, subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye.